Hello, everybody. I think something happened and it just went off. I'll just wait for everyone to just come back. I don't know what exactly happened. I was trying to play KK songs just as a dedication to him, but it said that you are playing songs that might be causing infringement or, they don't belong to you. So I'm going to guess that is not allowed. So I'm skipping the songs now. It was so sad to hear that such a great singer has left us. So I was just trying to be dedicating this to him as a tribute, but clearly it's not allowed, so I better not. All right, let's do a super good morning to all of you here. Super good morning. Let's see who all are here. Gargi, Vandu, Arasuan Barasu. I can't pronounce your name. Arasu An Barasu 02. How are you? Very good. How are you? All right. I'm gonna switch on my AC. Where's my AC remote? Not here. Oops. Saubana. Yes, Saubana to every single one of you here. I love it when you use Saubana because you know what? It just reminds me you are from my tribe. Yoganidhi, good morning to our very sweet soul. Good morning, darling. Gayatri, how to handle stress due to layoff, ma'am? My husband was laid off and I'm in depression now. So Gayatri, one of the things about bad news is that the minute bad news hits us, we lose our frequency. And when we lose our frequency, all good things stop coming towards us. So how can you create a story for yourself where this could be actually a great thing for your husband? What we set intention to becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So Gayatri, my challenge to you today, sit and write down 5 reasons why your husband's layoff is actually a great thing. Maybe now he can look for the job of his dreams. Maybe now he can ask for a better packet when he joins a new company. Maybe now he can spend more time with everybody at home this month because one of the things that was happening was he was burning out. Whatever, look for, I know it's going to be very, very hard, but look for reasons why this could be a good thing. Because a lot of times when God does something to us, we look at it as if something bad has happened. While the truth is, 2 years down the line, you may look at that same incident and go, oh my God, that was the best thing that happened to me. I'd love for each one of you here to notice something that happened. For example, I got married at the age of 18. I did not get my college education. At that time, I thought, oh my God, that pretty much I thought my life is over. My life has got ruined. But you know what? Now when I look back 20 years later, I'm just like, maybe that's the best thing that happened to me because it made me so thirsty for wisdom and knowledge that I went seeking it everywhere I could find it. And I don't think I would be me today if it wasn't for that to have happened. So I think starting to look at whatever tragedies we are going through with a mindset that, you know what, maybe I don't have the, my understanding is way too limited for me to know how this could be a good thing in my life. But God, please show me how this is a good thing in my life. If you can figure out how this is a good thing, that's great. If you can't figure out, speak to God. Tell him to show you how this is a good thing. What I can guarantee you is that those who think of it as a good thing, good happens. Those of you who think of it as a bad thing, bad loop starts to happen. Okay, so I'd really want you to do that, Gayatri, and tell me next week when you come back how that feels. Okay, let's look at some more questions. Oops, my thing went down. Yes, here we are. Saubana to Gagan Garg, Anchal Garg 53, Anchor _Senorita, very good morning to you. Devika Win Saubana. Let's look for questions. Journey called F or YF. How to overcome parenthood guilt as to not be able to give time to kids due to office and other commitments. So the first thing you have to understand, journey called YF, is that if you actually gave up your office and sat at home, would that serve them more? Is that even true? A lot of times we feel guilty, but you know what? The other option doesn't even exist. Maybe to be able to provide for them, maybe to be able to pay for their education, for whatever reason, first connect your work to your kids. Okay, so why do you work? Do you work only for yourself, or are your children also benefiting from that? So that's one way of dealing with your guilt, because when we think of it only for ourselves and that our children are getting neglected, it feels too much for us to manage. When we start to include everybody, today the money that I earn or the success that I have, is everyone enjoying it? If everyone is enjoying it, will everyone need to make sacrifices for it? Absolutely, correct? So I would like you to start to first move your guilt a little bit with that thought. The second thing I'd love for you to do is, okay, in the limited period of time that I get with my children, how can I make it the most beautiful? So maybe you get off on Sunday. So Sundays can be super amazing days. Maybe you get off on holidays, or you come home by 6 o'clock in the evening. So 6 to 7 or 6:30 to 7:30 can be dedicated to them. You know, a lot of time we feel like we need to give them quantity, but quality works as beautifully, especially if your children have crossed the age of 5, 6 and 7. Maybe under that, yes, quantity is as much required, but I believe that as time passes by and the kids keep growing up, quality works as well, right? So that's another way that you can come up with different. I used to remember at one point, I used to feel so guilty towards my own children because I had to travel a lot because of the work that I do. I started to make it all fun. Like I would leave like secret, treasure hunt parchies under their pillow and say, go find the toy. I used to go pick up like 5 toys for those very that, balloon wale se jo milte hain, us type ke toys, just for them to have fun and discover something. How can I keep it engaging? Whatever, you can come up with so many different ways. Their favorite foods can be brought in. This is a conversation you can have with them itself, that what is it that they love to do, and it's not always necessary that you can only give them happiness by being around them. Look for other ways that you can give them happiness. For example, if they manage to do this and this without you, then they will get that. So you can create, how we get salary at a job. Over the month we do things and we get a salary. So that's not called bribe, that's called delayed gratification. Bribing is if I said, if you finish your milk, I will give you a chocolate. That's bribing. But if I told you, if you have your milk every single day and you're building consistency muscle in your children, then at the end of this week, you and I will go out on a special date to your favorite ice cream parlor. That is when children start to learn that every choice has a consequence. And if you can create that, I feel like that will become so much more beautiful, and they will feel so much more engaged even though you're not around. When you do come back, they'll have something to narrate. Mom, I did this, or Mom, I did that, whatever way, So it's all about letting them learn to enjoy life with or without you in the day. What all can you do to make it more fun for them? All you need to do is maybe a little bit of more thought will need to go into it. But you know what I've seen about Indian women? We are so jugadu that once we decide we want to achieve this, we make it happen. Guilt doesn't serve us at all. It's a useless emotion according to me, especially when it moves into regret. Because from guilt, we straight go into, oh man, nahi hua. And we move it to regret. From today onwards, don't move your guilt to regret, move it to feedback. Now that you have feedback that you are not feeling happy about this situation because someone's getting neglected, what can you do to make sure, and you can be as innovative as possible. You know what, half the times I've seen that if I just speak to my children, I feel less guilty. Like I was telling my son the other day, while you were growing up, I wasn't really there for you. And he said, well, I never felt that way. This was the younger one I was talking to, and he said, I never felt like that. I thought you were always around us. And I was like, interesting that he had that opinion. So we sometimes build things in our head which other people are not even noticing. So be very careful. And I asked him what were the things he enjoyed, or what were the things that he had, why does he say that? I can't remember the exact answer now, but it was so convincing. And I was like, woo, I'm a fabulous mother. Why did I forget that? So you know what? Let's work with all that I've given you. Start with all of this and then you can move it slowly. But remember, there's a whole concept called good guilt. If you just use your guilt to compensate the people you love, suddenly the guilt is not bad. It's actually just feedback. Okay, darling? Neha Karan 86. How to stay consistent? I have to start law of attraction coaching, but I'm afraid to promise it for consistently. Neha, one of the things I've noticed in my life is that while I'm very good at breaking promises with my own self, or at least I used to be, I'm very good at keeping promises with other people like clients, or why do I come for Instagram every week? It's not for myself, but because I know that there are now people waiting, I come back, right? The same way I'd love for you to start to look at, what promise can you make? And make the promise and build your consistency, not wait for consistency to come for you to make the promise. So let's reverse your formula. Okay, so what have you written? I have to start law of attraction coaching, but I'm afraid to promise it for consistent. I don't know if I will be consistent, right? Reverse it. Make the promise and then watch how much energy will come into you. 90% of the time when I launch a course, I launch the course before I have even created it. If those of you who are in my tribe will know this very often, I will just sell. And then when I get 40, 50, 60, 70 sales, I'll be like, oh my God, now that I've taken everyone's money, I better sit and create a beautiful course. So, you know what? For me, it always works in reverse. I commit. If Success Gyan asks me for something or somebody asks me for something, I say, okay, I'll do this from 3rd June to 8th June. And then after I have committed to them, I create it. Because if you leave it to yourself, it may not ever happen, because the promises we make to ourselves half the time are not half as important to us as the ones we make to others. Okay, Neha, all the best to you for becoming a law of attraction coach. The world really needs this information. So please, beyond who you are, start focusing on the people you want to serve. Today, write in a journal all about why it's important for you to share the knowledge you have with this world. Why is it important for the person who is struggling in their life to know what you have to say? And you know what? When your focus becomes in service rather than in ego. Ego is, how am I looking? How will I talk? Will I be able to do it? Do I have the commitment? Do I have the consistency? But I don't feel confident, but I'm scared. That's all you. Forget this, serve. The people who come to my Insta Live are 10 times more important than how I am looking, who I am, how all of that is unimportant. Your question got answered and you went away with a solution. That's what matters, hai na? Kaushalya, ma'am, please take my question today. Kaushalya, if I find it, I will 100% answer it, okay? You are looking great. Thank you, Lakshmi. Okay, very quickly, I'm going to run and bring the AC remote or the fan, because I've forgotten to switch those on. Haha, switched on the fan. Thank you. Thank you for waiting, everybody. Preeti Cool 20. What will you do if someone who has helped you in extreme bad time and we are thankful for, but now they tend to ask for so much in return, indirectly or directly, which is just too much? Preeti, you know what, honestly, a lot of times this happens, and I feel like anybody who gave to get in return whatever else they want in return, then they actually never gave at all. Then they were doing business with you. True or not? So my suggestion is, in your own head, become very comfortable that the only thing you owe them is gratitude, nothing else. Because at that point when they were giving, you did not make any of these promises. So for them to have this expectation is just unfair. So they did not ever they never gave out of kindness. They were doing business with you, that today when we invest in her, tomorrow we can take back from her. So one thing you have to understand is that whenever someone has given me, I'm very grateful to them. I'll always owe it to them. I will always speak highly of them, but I don't owe them anything. I don't owe them my time, my money, my energy, my services. I don't owe it to them. If I want to do it out of my kindness this time around, for which they should be grateful, I will do it. But if I feel like, no, someone's taking me for granted for giving me once, they are thinking they can nichodo me, I think that's just unfair. So Preeti, become very comfortable in your heart to give to the extent that you think you want to, and anything beyond that, if you feel like they are over squeezing you, then learning to set your boundaries is okay. And if it upsets them, it upsets them because they came in with an unrealistic expectation. Okay, darling? Varsha, hello ma'am, thank you for choosing to change others' lives and also by helping them. Thank you, Varsha. Anchor Senorita, how to convince your boyfriend to get married? Interesting. I don't think I've ever been asked that question. So I think the most important thing to sit down to do is to see what does your future look like? What does your next 5 years, 3 years, 1 year look like? If you can do this activity together and see firstly, where is he seeing himself 5 years from now, 3 years from now, 1 year from now? How many children does he want to have? Which city does he want to settle in? What is he waiting for? The more you can understand what he's waiting for, the easier it will become for you to convince. True or not? So you have to start to now look at, I remember at one point, I wanted Puneet to do a few things. I wanted him to buy a beach house for my children. I wanted him to travel with me. So what I had to do was I had to align his needs with mine. If I only ask him for my needs, it's not going to be enough reason for him to do it for me. So what are his needs? Okay, why do I think that a beach house will benefit him? Maybe he's the kind who likes to invest his money. So if I give him a proposal around, you know what, Puneet, if we put in this money now, 2 years later when we sell the beach house, it'll be X plus Y or whatever, X plus something. And so then maybe, then at that point, whatever you're thinking, we can do that. So I will marry my needs with his. If I'm able to do a good job of marrying my needs with his, I know it will work out. Okay, like for me now, travel. He likes to travel a certain way. If I do the same way, then it works out beautifully. If I try to do it my way, then it won't work out, correct? So somewhere I have started to understand his needs and marry it. I want you to look at how do you fit into his picture? How do you fit into his values? Because forcing anyone to do anything is only going to make you fight on a daily basis. Okay, then look at his challenges and his apprehensions. Like I remember one of my friends was dating this boy who was very scared to tell his father that he wanted to have a love marriage. So she waited and waited and waited till she realized that he's never going to do it. It's not going to happen. So eventually she took his permission and said, is it okay if I send my parents to your house? And so when her parents went and proposed for him rather than making it look like a love marriage, they said okay. So she had to come up with, and she couldn't understand why he was not telling his parents. So sometimes I feel like there is a certain apprehension or a challenge the other person is facing. And if we keep telling them, have the courage, just do it, it doesn't work. We have to help them through all the challenges. So see how you can be of support. Rather, this is not just with your boyfriend, but anybody in this world. If you want something from someone, first start to see what in return how can their needs be met for them to make it possible for them to give it to you what it is you want. Yeah, makes sense? Sana Chopra, I have been feeling very anxious about talking to my parents about something super serious. I don't know how to initiate it. I'm afraid they might not agree. Sana, if you are afraid that they might not agree, then I'm telling you in advance that they are not going to agree. You are absolutely right. Your fear must be absolutely real. And if they do agree, that's great. But if they don't, then at least you already knew. But do you still want to try even if they don't agree? You know what? I always say this. Start with the hard no, move to the medium no, move to the soft no, move to maybe, move to yes. So getting a yes is not a one-step process. It's not going to be one conversation. It's going to be minimum 5, 6, 7, 10 conversations, okay? At some point, you have to start the conversation and get your first hard no. Maybe the first time you will tell them what it is you want. Like I can tell you the first time I in this house said, I want to go to America to study for 1 year under Jack Canfield. Everybody was said, crack hai kya? Like, how? I live in a joint family. I had 2 little children. How was that going to work out for me? Who's going to give me the permission to go to all the way to, you know how far America was at that time? I don't know. Today it just doesn't feel as far as it used to be. But that's a fact now. Maybe because I've gone so many times now, I don't feel like it's that far. Yeah. So it started with my mother-in-law very sweetly saying, "Ke beta, no chance. You know, is saal to definitely not." And then, you know, I said, okay, mom, but can I go next year? She said, next year dekhenge. And then later on, she said, next year jana hai to jao, but is saal to nahi ho sakta possible. It's not possible this year. And so very sweetly, from a very hard no, it became a medium no, and that's what pretty much, I don't know that anything I'll ask Puneet, it will start with a no only. For him, the first thought for him is, but why? Do you really need it? I said, no, I don't really need it. I can live without it. It's not like I'll stop breathing. But I'd love to have it. So it's a different conversation, right? So he may or may not agree at that point, but slowly, we call this seeding. I don't know if I've ever spoken about seeding to you, Sana, but I often mention this in my Instagram lives, that start to know that every conversation, every hard conversation starts with a no. And the person who will win this battle is the one who is more patient and persistent. You need 2 P's. Patience and persistent. You know, my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, my sister-in-law is a Christian, married into our family, which is a Punjabi family. 14 years, both of them went around just patiently and persistently waiting for the parents to come around. I was so impressed and so amazed that how patient can someone be. But you know what the beauty is? That over the years, everybody came around and it became beautiful. So I want you to develop the courage to know this, that you're going to get a no. Are you still willing to have that conversation? Are you still willing to continue having that conversation? Because if it is super important to you and it's not in alignment with their values, they are going to want to check. Sometimes I check with my children, you know, if I want to buy them an expensive Xbox, how keen are they? Will it keep it properly? I don't want to buy something for $1,000 and tomorrow they play for 3 times and it's over. If I'm going to spend that kind of money, I need to check. So I'll test them, right? The same way your parents will test you. And when they test you, how strongly you hold on is going to make a lot of difference. And if you don't, then they win. They deserve to win, correct? So I really hope, Sana, some of this helps you, darling. Tusti, hi, how to deal with a heartbreak when the other person is confused, indecisive, and is not sure about us. Tusti, for me, you know what, it all comes down to your own personal self-esteem. Do you want to be with someone who is confused, indecisive, and not sure? Like, for example, I'll tell you, if I had to be in love with someone, I can totally, I'm a lover, if I may say so, and I'd love to love. But the fact that the other person is not willing to reciprocate to the level that I need, then for me, that in itself is the deal breaker. So I can love you from a distance, but if you want to enjoy a relationship with me, you're going to have to nurture it as much as I do. Otherwise, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. So Tusti, work on your own self-esteem, because tell me honestly, the way this person is treating you right now, don't you deserve better, darling? How are we just okay with this whole one-sided idea of love where, you know what, the other person can do what they like till the time they don't leave us? I remember at one of the interviews of Oprah Winfrey, she said she begged her boyfriend to stay, and when he was leaving the house, she held on to his leg and he dragged her till the door and then kicked her and left. And that's the day she realized that how emotionally dependent she had gotten on a second person, that she had allowed him to treat her like that. And I'm going to ask you the same. You know how much power we give away of ours in the disguise of saying, because I love them? I really hope that your love and everyone's love comes with love and respect. Only love is just not enough. It is not enough, and I think we've overestimated just love. Love without respect is just a permission letter for someone to mistreat you. Let me repeat this sentence again. Love without respect is a permission letter that you'll end up giving that person to be able to mistreat you. I really hope that you come up with ways of, telling yourself a story that you deserve better and move on in your life, or he has to change. When he loses you, I hope he values you and comes back to you. If not, I hope you find someone who's, at one point, one of my boys was dating someone who I thought was not treating him the right way. And I used to only pray to God one thing, that please God, make sure that he sometime at least in his life experiences a beautiful relationship, so that he knows this is not it. This is not the kind of relationship that makes the world work. And I'm so glad that, he had his experiences, which are so important in life. But I'm going to ask you the same. You may right now be feeling like the world is coming to an end, but trust me, only when you get him off your Lamborghini or your bus can someone else enter. And may this time around, someone so amazing enters that, you forget, or you wonder why you allowed this person to treat you the way he did. Yeah? Priya, I feel trapped after my marriage. I feel wrong when I blame my in-laws something with other people. I blame my layoff with other people, but I feel I'm caged and disrespected. Finding ways to make people recognize me, help me out, ma'am. Priya, I feel like you are my customer avatar. You are the kind of woman I look for. If you haven't yet joined my tribe, please join my tribe. Speak to someone in my office to be able to start to guide you on how you need to empower yourself, start earning money. If you haven't attended my masterclass, please come for my masterclass. There are 3 things you need, my darling. One is creating your own identity. Secondly, your own financial freedom. And when these 2 happen, automatically the respect will come. Too many of us got stuck in this cage and you are in it right now. I really hope you come for my masterclass, join my coaching mastery program. Allow me to show you how to start to earn money by helping others. How to start to earn money by helping others. As you create good, meaningful impact in the world and start to earn money, you will start to fall in love with yourself. And the day you fall in love with yourself, I can assure you, other people are going to start to look at you very differently. I felt the exact trap that you are feeling, Priya, and I can tell you I have worked very hard to get out of it. And today I'm on a mission to help other women get out of this trap. So bless you, my sweetheart. Speak to someone in my office, but get help. Okay, darling? Aru Landanje. How to handle the narcissist in the family when fighting back isn't the option? Aru, honestly, fighting back with a narcissist is feeding the narcissist. It's actually putting fuel on the fire. So do not ever fight back. Instead, just smile through. Okay, all you need to do is smile through. Don't believe a word that they're saying, because their job is to speak to you in a manner where they will make everything look like it's your fault. And all you need to do is deflect it. And the easiest way to deflect a narcissist is to smile at their face. So do not say anything. Do not get into any argument. Just smile. Smile your way through this entire problem. And you know, when the narcissist does not get its ego fulfilled by you because they are not able to turn you into someone who's getting angry or throwing tantrums. I don't know how many of you here are following the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. It is so interesting to watch how a narcissist has managed to control the entire narrative of that particular relationship for the last 6 years. It's sad to see. But you know what? That's because the good people in the world want to help these narcissistic kind of people. Don't do that. When they are not ready, there's nothing you can do, and they will manipulate every situation to their convenience. Every situation. They can just never be wrong. Correct? Just start to smile and allow for their power to not. The best thing you can do with a narcissist is for them not to be able to control your emotional state. For them to not be able to control your emotional state. If they can stop influencing your emotional state and you can become in control of your moods and your emotions, that's the best way to handle a narcissist. Alive.brush. How to deal with toxic people? A few things. One is reduce your interaction if you can. Remove them from your life if you can. See how you can start to build a protective wall. I always say that when I am meeting someone who's very toxic, I'll just blink my eyes and create a water fountain around me so that their negativity doesn't impact me. And then when I come back home, I'll just blink my eyes again and drop my water fountain because I still want the good energy to reach me, right? So you can create a nice imaginary protective water fountain around yourself when you are around toxic people. The only thing I don't want you to do is make it your mission to help these toxic people become good people. Just don't do that, because once you do that, your entire life will be about serving them rather than serving your own life. Rather grow in your energy and your frequency by focusing on your future so beautifully that eventually either these people disappear from your life or to interact with you, they have no choice but to change. You will see so many people who are actually negative or wrong when dealing with the people that matter to them change their personality. So, you know what? So many times I will go into a party where maybe everybody wants to gossip, but when they'll come to me, they won't gossip because they know Puja doesn't gossip. So become that person that other people start to change in their frequency because your frequency is so high. Yeah? Jia Sharma Life. Why is it that when something negative happens to me or my loved ones, I'm feeling more such things should happen and I think negative things to happen, but actually I don't want, but I think that way? Because you know what, we have a whole pipe in our head of negativity. So when something negative happens, the blood starts to flow through the negative pipe and it enlivens or awakens all of the negativity of our life. It reminds us of all that has gone wrong in the past. It reminds us of all those times when we have felt this way, the helplessness, the irritation, the frustration, the anger, the negativity, the depression, the sadness, all of that just starts to arise. Learning to remodel, learning to recreate a positive pipe so that you can start for this pipe to disappear, you need to start to do gratitude on a daily basis, Jia. Every single day, write out what are the 5 things amazing that have happened in your life. 5 things amazing that have happened in your life yesterday. And you do that every day, every day, every day. The next time something negative happens, you will feel more positive than negative. So, for example, even if somebody has an accident, I'll be like, at least no one got hurt. Even though the incident will be negative, because my mind is positive, I will think positive. Okay, so I have so many of my clients now who now have been doing gratitude for over 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. If you are in this chat box and you've been a part of my tribe for a couple of years and you have been doing gratitude, do share with me in the chat box down below. What number of gratitude are you on, or how many years have you been doing gratitude? Because I can tell you, you do gratitude every day, every day, every day, every day. There's no way you will not become an emotional master of your life. No way. I'm guaranteeing you, I'm challenging you. If somebody had to ask me, Puja, what's that one thing that changed your life forever? It's daily gratitude. Daily, every day, every day, every day. I write it down. Mansi, Saubana Goddess, how to handle mood swings during menstrual days. It affects my personal and work life as well as emotionally. I go low and high. So Mansi, one is becoming super hyper aware that it is because of your periods. So, you know, for me, like my PMS hits me a day before and I sometimes won't remember and I'll just be like spitting negativity on everybody without realizing that it's not me, it's the PMS that's creating it. Okay, so one is just to become hyper aware. Secondly, there are these beautiful teas these days which you can have with different things. I'm not sure, but I have one called the PMS tea, and that works like anything. So if you want to try some PMS tea, I think mine comes from Luke Coutinho. You can just Google Luke Coutinho PMS tea and I think it will show up. You can try those things. I love using aromatherapy in those 2-3 days to settle my moods. So look for burning a candle, some nice, comforting oil, peace oil. I have many such chota oils. They're lying all a little far, otherwise I would have shown them to you, but they really help me calm my nerves. But more than anything else, it is just me retreating. When I know that I am agitated, irritated, annoyed, I just retreat. I let everybody around me know that, you know what, I'm a bit snappy, so just stay away. Don't say anything to me don't unglify me, because I will react differently than what I would the normal 30 days. So that 1 or 2 days I'm very awkward. It happens to me till today. Sometimes I'm still apologizing to the people the next day. The thing is, if I land up volcanically erupting, then I just apologize. If I land up controlling, I normally just retreat. I watch a lot of videos, I watch Pakistani plays, I keep my mind busy because I know that from inside I'm not stable. So when I recognize I'm not stable, I want to stay away from people. And within 24 hours, actually the PMS goes. So just watch what's the period of duration for you till you are feeling like that. And if you can start to create your own, like how people say, man cave, I think we should have our own menstrual cycle cave. Okay, so MCC. Menstrual cycle cave. So create your own cave, which means you've retreated, which means you don't want to overly, be in interaction with other people. See how this can help you, my Jan. Oh, Gayatri, thank you so much, ma'am. Very comforting answer for me. God bless you, Gayatri. Allure Crown, ma'am, your master classes are really life changers. Oh, thank you. Thank you for coming. I'm so happy to see that, you're attending that. Trust me, if you haven't attended my masterclass, I highly recommend it. Go to the link in bio, sign up today. It's happening, what is today? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's happening, I think, next Saturday. So we are a little far, but about 10 days away, but do sign up for it. Puja, how to live happily and good morning. How to live happy and good morning. Puja, I'm going to guess you're just asking me how to live a happier life. Do gratitude every single day. When you start to do gratitude every single day, remember whatever we focus on grows in our life. When we stop focusing on anger, bitterness, sadness, wrong people, toxic people, disguised angels, and we start to focus on the good people of the world, we start to focus on the good incidents of the world, we start to focus on all that we are grateful for, God starts to give more of whatever it is we are feeling. Man was designed to design his life, and one of the ways he designs his life is by whatever he thinks about most keeps on coming back into his reality again and again and again and again. So make sure your thoughts are good thoughts. Improve the quality of your thoughts. You will end up improving the quality of your feeling. Thoughts create energy for it to go out. Feelings create pull, magnetic energy for it to come back in. Your thoughts and feelings combined together create your beautiful life. So you want a beautiful life, improve the quality of your thoughts and feelings. You want an average life, live in default mode के जिसने तंग किया उसके साथ तंग हो गए, जिसने खुश किया उसके साथ खुश हो गए. Then we are like on a roller coaster. But you want to get in control, improve the quality of your thoughts. And one of the best ways to improve the quality of your thoughts is by attending things that inspire you. So for every single one of you who's in this room today, I want to give you a round of applause. Do you know, just by attending this for 1 hour a week, you are already improving the quality of your thoughts and feelings. And like this, I'm sure if you are a learner, you're not only attending me, you are attending my Insta Live. You must be reading some good books. You may be watching some good videos on YouTube. You may be coming for my masterclass. You may be following other teachers. Surround yourself. Like this morning, I woke up and I, from 5 to 6 in the morning, I just kept walking. I wanted to do my 10,000 steps. I just kept walking and kept listening to one of my teachers in America. And by the end of the 1 hour, instead of feeling tired of walking, I was feeling so energized, like I was ready to go to work at 6 in the morning itself. So, of course, today is 1st June, and the 1st of every month, I have a very strong, solid morning routine on the 1st of every month, because I realign myself to what I want to achieve in the month of June, who I want to become in the month of June. Like, I'm very my morning routine on the 1st of every month is very solid. So I'm like on top of the world today as far as energy is concerned. So for each one of you here, I'm going to suggest do gratitude every single day. Get clarity in your life. Start to build trust in your personality. You will watch happiness will come running to you. You don't have to chase happiness. Happiness will start to chase you, my Jan. Tanisha Gandhani, how to restart my career? There are lots of things to do. How to choose? Tanisha, please come for my masterclass. I spend the first 1.5 hours of my masterclass just helping you understanding how to find your passion. I also did a podcast just about 2 days ago, which you can go to Spotify and listen on Success Gyan podcasts. Again, I'm sharing with you the step-by-step methodology on how to find your passion and how to live that. So it will be very useful for you to go and attend that podcast. It will also be very useful for you if you come for my masterclass, because this is a longer conversation. Give me an hour of your time. Allow me to help you, guide you in the process of finding what it is that you absolutely love. Harsha, I feel the pressure wherever I set a deadline on a goal, how to overcome this block. So Harsha, one of the things that I like to do is I like to set deadlines, but then I release it by saying this or something better. And I'm a big believer of the concept of divine delay. Everybody write this down, DD, divine delay. So I always say either God will give it to me in my timeline, and in case there is a delay, He's not punishing me, He's preparing me for me to be able to receive that or something better. So if you can create your mindset to start to feel like in case there is a delay, it is only for you, never against you, you will start to see that then, you know what, that block or that pressure you won't feel. Artificial deadlines I like to sometimes create for myself simply because work gets done when I put a deadline to it. But sometimes when it doesn't get done, I'm totally okay with that because I honor my speed much more than I honor a target. So let's say I want to make 1 crore of rupees in 1 month, and I've said that, which month are we in right now? June, right? So I've said in June I must touch 1 crore of rupees. I may not touch it in June, I may not touch it in July, I may land up touching it in August. I may touch 80 lakhs in June, I may touch 90 lakhs in July, and I may touch, you know what, I honor the fact that at least I made 80, at least I made 90, and it's not at least at all, but I'm just saying that, you know what, so what if I didn't touch the exact goal, at least I'm en route, and I honor that. The next thing I honor is that maybe for me to touch 1 crore, there's a certain aura I need to build, there is a certain skill set I need to learn, there is a certain people that need to come into my life for me to be able to achieve that goal. And you know what, the world does not work on my timeline, I have to work on the universe's timeline. So when there is a divine delay, I say, okay, God, show me what it is I need to do, learn, be, for me to be able to attract this into my life. So I'd love for you to start to ask yourself that, you know what, I am setting a deadline, but in case I don't meet it, I know, God, it will only be because you have a better plan for me. And you start to believe that, life will become gorgeous. Shweta, how to respond when husband keeps complaining about not living up to his expectations? Shweta, you know what? I feel like every marriage is about giving and taking, correct? So there is a barter that is supposed to happen. If only your needs get met, he will eventually lose interest in this relationship. If only his needs get met, you will lose interest in this relationship. So ideally, you both need to sit down and see what are your needs and what are his needs. And if he's fulfilling your needs, very naturally and very easily, you will start to move into fulfilling his needs. And the marriage of these needs is a communication and a conversation that all couples need to have. For example, I love receiving compliments from Puneet. Puneet loves how I run the house, okay? How he has a certain expectation. Food should be on the table at this time. Towel should be in the bathroom. Powder should be ordered. There should be batteries in the remote control. Laundry should come on a daily basis. He has a list of expectations from me. I have a list of expectations from him. For example, I want him to give me a compliment, one compliment every single day. I want him to take me out every Wednesday for dinner. I want him to speak to the kids at least twice a week. So like that, I've expressed my needs. He's expressed his. Then I move into this energy of doing all that I can for his needs to be met so that I can break the vicious cycle of who's going to do it first. And if I know that if I do it long enough and he starts to get happier, how will he not want to keep me happy? And you know what? If after doing everything for him also he doesn't choose to keep me happy, he doesn't deserve me. I deserve better. So then you need to know then in your heart that, you know, after I have given him everything, if he's still not happy, he's only when I give him this expectation, he raises his expectation. Give him this, he raises his expectation. And my needs are not being bothered about. Those relationships are just average marriages that will just continue to be so. You want to work on a beautiful marriage? Start to focus on fulfilling the needs of the other person and start to be very clear about your own needs. A lot of time, we want the man to know our needs. He should know he's supposed to take me out for dinner. He knows I love going out for dinner. He knows I love receiving compliments, but he never gives me a compliment. No. In my house, we haven't left anything to chance. Nobody needs to use their brains to know the other one's needs. We will clearly communicate with one another what is it that we need. Rather, I remember at one point in our marriage, every morning I would light the lamp at 4 o'clock and ask Puneet, is there anything I can do for you today for you to feel loved? And then I would say, can you ask me the same question in return? Darling, is there anything I can do for you today for you to feel loved? And then we would communicate to each other what it is we wanted. 80% of the time, there was nothing. Honestly, 80% of the time, there was nothing. But then, whenever there was, imagine how fulfilled each one of us felt. So I didn't intend to make this a relationship session. But you know what? Whenever someone is going on complaining, the chances are you will start complaining about his complaints, and he and you will energetically match into becoming complainers. That's what I don't want happening to you, Shweta. So be careful and look in how you can nurture this beautiful plant called relationship by putting water, sunlight, fertilizer and whatever else, and grow it into something beautiful. Because you know what? If you've decided to stay in a marriage, make it beautiful. It's worth the time, energy, effort. Anchal Garg, I'm going to just take it for granted that your question also got answered in the process of me answering the previous question. Karishma's creation, how to tolerate parents when we know that they are wrong and demotivating, laughing at my goals, telling me it's not important for you. Karishma, you know what? Everybody who's in our life has a purpose, and sometimes God puts disguised angels in our lives to give us growth. A lot of times when we have very supportive people, we become very complacent. When we have people who are laughing at us, demotivating us, then from inside a fire starts to get created, a drive starts to show up, which makes you feel like, you know what, I know I'm better than that, and I know I'm going to prove it to myself and to them that I'm better than that. And that drive takes us a really long way. So for me, every time I get negative fuel when somebody laughs at my goals, or somebody does whatever you're saying, demotivates me, doesn't support me, doesn't believe in me. I remember the first time I told Puneet, one day, no, I'll buy you a car. He just simply laughed. He was like, yeah, right. You buy yourself a meal first and then we'll see when you will buy me a car. He thought it was very hilarious, or, you know, like ridiculous that I'm dreaming such big dreams. Where am I going to be able to get that kind of money? How am I going to ever be able to earn that kind of money? Well, he did not know in me what is I know was there in me. And how will he know? There was no proof in my life of any kind. There was no evidence for him to know that, yes, I can become something. So not his fault, but you know what? Your parents don't have enough proof or evidence right now for them to believe that you are capable of what you think you are capable of. So let them keep playing their games, whatever it is. Maybe they're just doing it out of fear. Maybe they're doing it out of protecting you so that you don't have big dreams and your heart doesn't get broken. Maybe they are doing it because they don't believe in themselves. And sometimes when we don't believe in ourselves, we project that onto the people who are achievers. I don't know from where their thoughts are coming. What I do know is they have been put in your life to create that fuel and fire that you can overcome any challenge. So Karishma, look at them now onwards as a trigger for your success rather than as a water to your fire. Okay? Treat them as petrol, not as water. Let the fire within you, like for me, I remember so many people had said so many negative things to me at one point that all of that got accumulated, and I was like 100% sure, मुझे अमेरिका भी जाना पड़े ना, मैं जाऊंगी, but मैं करके दिखाऊंगी. And that's a good energy to have, even though it comes from a source of negativity. After a couple of years, it may not last. Negative sources don't last. So then at some point, you want your inspiration to be positive, but to begin with negativity, nothing wrong. Hello, my gorgeous lady. Hello, aspiring woman coach. Okay, let me go right to the bottom. Yup. Let me also read out all the winners of the last week's challenge. We had a lot of you participate last week, so I'm really impressed and very happy to see so many of you taking part in the weekly challenge, which is what? All you need to do is take a picture, which I will post for in a minute. Take a picture, post it on your stories, put your greatest takeaway, whatever your takeaway was, and then just tag me. You do this. It's a 4-step process. Take a picture, share it on your story with your takeaway, and tag me. So all of these 4 things you do over the next 12 weeks. I think this is what I had said. Over the next 12 weeks, those of you who do it every week without missing a week, we are going to do a lucky dip, a lucky draw. And then invite some of you from that for a personal Zoom call with me. When I say personal means like maybe we'll choose 10 of you and then do a Zoom call. I don't know exactly what promise I made last week, but I'm going to look at that promise of last week's, and whatever that was, that's the promise we're going to keep. Okay, let's read out. So we had 25 of you participate this week, which is huge. Okay, 25 of you. Muttumari, congratulations. Gargi Arya, congratulations. Anita Gupta official, super congratulations, darling. Image design consultancy, very, very congratulations to you too. The designer Priyanka, Shweta S, Zehra Ali, Kritika Setia, Devika wins. I feel like I know all of you. Digital Almal Priya, Kaveri Huvam, Aditi Ashish Kumar, Rest with Rakhi official, Mona Mika's Bakes, Gauri 1811, Komil Shah _10, Trisha _life coach, Rashmi Ravi 2008, life coach _Priya Darshini, Nilupa Mudra, Puja Ramesh Punjab, artist Puja QnA, Ujwala _Madhvi 15, and Mezag. Okay, for all of you here, super congratulations. Remember, your name has now come into the lucky dip. And winners this week are Yummy Food Box by Sugapriya, Books by Text with Kavita, and Get Fit with Dipali. So the three of you, Sugapriya, Kavita, and Dipali, please expect my book. It will be on its way once we get your address. Please expect a message from my office. So super duper congratulations to the three winners and to all the participants. In case you did not get to participate last week, don't worry at all. Start from today, and maybe when we announce the winners in the 12th week, you will come into the 13th week. So the 13th week again, we'll choose another 10 people. 14th week again, we'll choose another 10 people. Okay, so like that, we will make sure that we every week have true winners who I can get to see faces of. What I'd love to do is a quick Zoom call with all of you, so that not only is it one way but a two-way street, and I get to know you a little more. So let's see how we'll make this possible, but keep on participating. So for this week, let me quickly smile at you. Take a picture. For those of you who love the thumbs up, fabulous. I hope you got it. So if you got the picture, make sure you do this so that you are able to continue to be a part of the cycle. Okay, all right, let's see what else is happening here. I also want to mention to you that last week we started something really beautiful called Life by Design Academy. What does this academy do? I have about 70 coaches who've been working with me for the last 1 year, training in the Life by Design methodology, okay? And we are looking for clients. We haven't yet opened it up to market. So right now, currently, we are only in beta stage of trying everything out. But in case this is something that interests you, under this video, just put interested in LBDA. Someone from my office will call you to see if you're the right fit for us. And if you are, then we will get you into this program where you will go on a journey with one of my coaches for 3 full months. I can assure you the Life by Design methodology is one of those scientifically proven, amazing step-by-step process that truly will create a change in your life exactly the way you want it. So for anyone here who wants to grow their personality and improve their life, their relationships, their career, their health, their everything, then this is a beautiful program. I normally never speak about it in public, but you know what? We have about 38 ladies enrolled, and I thought, why not make it 40? So I was looking at rounding the figure at 40. So we do have 2 slots. If this interests you, all you need to do is put LBDA interested under this video today. And for all of you who put that, somebody from my office will call you. We will understand your needs. And if you are a right fit, get you in to participate in this beautiful experiment that we are going to be doing for the next 3 months with about 38 ladies. And if you are one of those 38 ladies who's already landed up joining our LBDA program, massive congratulations for being the first participant of this beautiful thing that's going to get launched very soon. I'm not launching it yet. I don't know at which point it's going to get launched. Right now, we are only going through different stages of iteration. Okay, so if this is something that interests you, excites you, come off on this side. Of course, it's half the price right now than what it's going to be by the time it gets launched. So not only will you get 3 months of great coaching, you'll also get it at a price that will never be given ever again. Yeah, so all you need to do is under this video, LBDA, I'm interested. That's all you have to put. Let my company will do the rest of the work. Thank you all for coming. Ooh, it's 10:58. Superb. Love it, love it, love it. Don't put it here. Don't put interested in LBDA here. You need to put interested in LBDA under this video when I post it. So this is wasted because I'm not going to be able to see who all have put interested in LBDA. You need to go when I post this right away, when I post it in 1 minute, you need to go under this video and post interested in LBDA, okay? And then someone from my office will call you. We will need your phone number, of course, but don't put it in the public place, your phone number. Let my office get in touch with you and you share your phone number with them there, okay? Thank you everyone for coming. Love you loads. Don't forget to remain a part of the beautiful challenge that we are taking you through of sharing your takeaways in your stories, and don't forget to not tag me. Yes? And what was your biggest learning? Don't forget to not put your biggest learning. All right, everyone. Bye. Ciao. Take care. And okay, no, that I don't need to know. Love you. Bye.